Grand Portage Resources recently completed the 2018 drill program on its 100% controlled Herbert Gold Discovery property located in the prolific Juneau Belt in southeast Alaska. Drill results are expected through late 2018. Past drill results included numerous multi-ounce gold assays on multiple veins. Grand Portage trading symbols are GPG on the TSX Venture, GPTRF on the OTCQB, and GPB on Frankfurt. For more information, please visit our website, grandportage.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Chris Vermeulen from TheTechnicalTraders.com. Welcome back to the show, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jim.
Chris, the Russell 2000 is finally getting attention. Why is that?
Yeah, well, you know, the Russell 2000 has formed a really strong V-shaped recovery since the December lows. And if you're looking at the weekly chart, really the last month and a half, we've seen a very strong bull flag formation form. It happened to break the November bounce in the market, the November high, and that's a good sign that we've got now a higher high in the market, and this is a continuation pattern. A bull flag is usually a halfway move. We've seen a huge run on the IWM ETF from around almost 125 a share all the way up to 160, and it's pulled back a little bit, and that's the halfway mark. I think we could see it very easily hit the all-time highs that we saw back last year around the 172, and we could see it potentially go a lot higher. And small cap, it seems to be the most powerful looking sector in terms of setup. I think the large caps are going to start to grind out and kind of stall up here near resistance levels, where the small caps have been kind of lingering in the background, building a base, and we've been seeing lots of small cap stocks and huge options plays being put to work. That's signaling a huge move in this sector. And we're at this point in the markets where you have to start playing hot pockets. There's either hot sectors, there's going to be very cold sectors, there's going to be certain areas you want to move when we're late in a bull market, and it looks like small caps are going to be probably in favor for a couple months, and I think that's something to definitely focus on as a short-term trader.
Are there any particular areas then in those hot spots like junior miners?
Yeah, well, junior miners, they've been obviously performing really well since the December lows. But overall, I'm actually bearish on miners for the short term here. If we get into the precious metals there, gold, silver, and miners have all formed what looks to be bearish formations on the daily chart, looking back over the last 2.5 months. And really in the last 2 weeks, they've formed smaller bear flags, which also signal very imminent kind of downward bias in the market. So I feel as though we're going to see gold, silver, and miners actually have a pretty good little bout of selling here going into probably the third week of April. And then I've kind of got cycle analysis showing we should start to bottom out. So I'm bearish on the miners, but in terms of small cap stocks, really looking across the board, a lot of biotechs are kind of moving and popping, but in general, it just seems to be a large basket of random small caps are having some pretty big money moving around. So I just like that small cap sector. The Russell 2000 for a really simple play is, you trade the Russell 2000 index. You don't have to try picking stocks. You can just play the overall trend of that sector with IWM ETF.
We'll have more with Chris Vermeulen right after this.
Hi, I'm Douglas Mason, President and CEO of Magnum Gold Corp, MGI and the TSX Venture Exchange. A 2015 drill program on the LH property intersected several high-grade gold intersections, including 11 meters of 20.66 grams per ton gold. Additional drill targets on the LH property have been identified by a 2018 drone airborne magnetic survey to further evaluate a pyrrhotite-enriched gold-bearing system. Please visit our website at magnumgoldcorp.com.
MGX Minerals is revolutionizing the new energy economy with patented lithium extraction technology, replacing traditional solar evaporation using low-cost, low-energy nanofiltration. The first system of this paradigm shift technology is currently being commissioned. MGX Minerals trades on the CSE, symbol XMG, the OTCQB, symbol MGXMF, and Frankfurt, symbol 1MG. For more information, visit our website, mgxminerals.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Chris Vermeulen. Chris, what's happening on the energy front?
There's a couple different plays here. We've seen natural gas pulling back to a long-term support zone down around this 260, 255 area on the continuous contract. And to me, it looks like a really good buying opportunity. I'm hoping we're going to get a little bit more weakness and get the natural gas down to this 260 area. Seasonality-wise, we're coming into a very strong time of the year for natural gas. Generally, we see it move up through April and into May. So with it being at support and the seasonality effect coming in, we should start to see price rally and break out. But we are still in a short-term downtrend. We have yet to reverse, and that's what I'm looking for, is some type of washout low where the market drops very quickly deep down into the support level, or I'm looking for a strong pop that shows that buyers have finally stepped in and the momentum has shifted. So until we get that, one of those things, either it hits support or reverses, really we just have to continue to watch natural gas. Now looking at crude oil has been on a tear. We've been seeing it move higher. If you look at the monthly chart, it's just been chugging its way up. But we are starting to get to a pretty significant resistance area from back in 2015. And also it's trading at the 200-day moving average, which for long-term position traders, this is a level where when you're under this, it acts as resistance. So the fact that crude oil is now trading at around $62 per barrel on the continuous contract, it's also trading at the 200-day moving average. I wouldn't be surprised over the next week or two that we see it start to stall here and trade sideways and potentially reverse back down to find support probably down around the $60 or $59 per barrel area.
Do you find that the companies involved in crude oil are diversifying their portfolios, trying to get into alternate energy like wind farms, and is that something that investors should be looking at?
You know, I don't look too much into those, but I can tell you that looking at the energy sector, ETFs and some of the big energy companies like ExxonMobil, they've all been really lagging the market. They're not showing any real significant signs of big strength. So overall, they are definitely, I think, diverging. I know a lot of them are getting into some clean energies and trying to diversify, but I haven't been following up on that. So I think there is a little disconnect between those big energy oil companies, and what they used to be and what they are now.
We'll have more with Chris Vermeulen right after the break.
I'm Kelly Jennings, CEO of PowerBand Solutions. PowerBand is a cloud-based provider of auction, inventory, and finance solutions that make buying, selling, and financing vehicles more efficient. PowerBand Solutions trades on the TSX Venture Exchange symbol PBX and on the OTCQB symbol PWWBF and on Frankfurt symbol 1ZV. For more information, please visit us at powerbandsolutions.com.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Chris Vermeulen. Chris, what's going on with Bitcoin? People getting excited about it again?
I think so. I mean, it's a fresh move. It's just happened. Bitcoin is extremely fast mover when money is flowing, either in or out of it. It moves very fast, and much like the breakdown that we saw last November, Bitcoin put in this large basing formation, or this big flat formation where it needed to pick a direction which way it was going to go. And we talked about back then, if it breaks 6,000 and closes below it, we're going to see it drop down to probably the 4,500 mark very quickly. And that's exactly what we saw. It really only took 5 trading sessions for Bitcoin to fall from 6,000 and change all the way down to even the low $3,000 mark. So now we're on the flip side of that. It's been building a multi-month basing formation with a really clean breakout line. And just 2 days ago, we saw it pop and it rallied. And you look on the intraday chart, Bitcoin moves a lot like silver in terms of it's sitting there lingering. You can feel something is brewing, and then pop, it happens, and it's over. If you're not in position, you totally miss it. Bitcoin moved. It was about 50 minutes. The whole move was done. Pretty much, you drop your kids off at school and come home, and the move is done. That's pretty much when and how it happened. That's just the way Bitcoin is. But it's trucking its way up. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it go all the way up to $58,000 or $6,000 here, really in the next, potentially by the end of this week, the way that it's moving.
Now, of course, Bitcoin's a brand new critter for people to look at in trading. I know you're a technical trader. Do you find the same techniques for tracking traditional stocks and other markets work when it comes to a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin?
Technical analysis still does, because Bitcoin moves. It's herd mentality. It's psychology. It's what people think and believe. And if you look at the charts of stocks or indexes and compare it to Bitcoin, it's still the same things apply. People are still running on fear and greed. So a lot of it does apply. It does move a little quicker and have a little more gaps, just the way it trades. But overall, the same analysis applies in terms of technical analysis. Obviously, you can't get into any fundamentals. It's not like a stock, so all that stuff is tossed out the window. It's a pure technical analysis play, and you just have to kind of play those moves based on previous price action and patterns and momentum and the volume moving in and out.
Are millennials more comfortable with something like Bitcoin rather than a traditional investment like gold?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I would think they would be, because it's something that they can actually dabble in and trade without having to be, legal age of 18 to trade stocks. So the younger group, I think, is more comfortable with Bitcoin because they've kind of grown up with digital currencies, and it's just an online thing. It's not anything specific and really detailed that requires, accounts and stuff that brokers require, right? So I think they are more comfortable. But I mean, it's a great way to lose a lot of money as well. So I think a lot of them have probably learned a lesson over this last crash of Bitcoin that, if something's really good and you feel amazing and you're, and it was really easy, it just goes to show that's not how the financial markets work. It doesn't matter what you have. There is no easy money. You have to know how to, manage it, maintain it, keep it. That's the hard part. And that's what, people try to master and learn as traders.
So, Chris, how would you sum up the last couple of weeks, and what are you looking forward to?
Some of the last couple of weeks, I'm looking for small cap stocks to continue to pop and rally. I think large caps are going to continue to kind of chop their way higher. I think there'll be a pullback here in the next week. That might be a couple percent, but overall, I think it's going to continue to rally. So at this point, you still have to be long stocks. I like the small cap sector, the Russell 2000 the best. I think if you're looking at miners or metals, I think you've got another week or two, or maybe even 3 weeks before I think we could have a really great buying opportunity to get in. I know a lot of people are chomping at the bit, wanting to get into gold or buying gold on this pullback, but I think you can buy it a lot cheaper in about 3 weeks. So I would just hang tight there.
Chris, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Hey, always a pleasure, Jim. Thanks for having me on the show.
My guest has been Chris Vermeulen from thetechnicaltraders.com. You're listening to HowStreet.com radio. Find us on Twitter at HowStreet. Any questions for our guests like Chris can be sent to info@HowStreet.com. I'm Jim Goddard. Thanks for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.